All right, so I'm going to be taking you through side kick-throughs today. These are really cool aesthetic movement from the animal flow system that I really enjoy mixing into flows, and are really just an essential part of animal flow practice, primal movement, and just a really good thing to master for core control, full body control in general. We're going to get set up in a position that we call beast in the animal flow system. From the side, beast looks something like this. With the hands directly underneath the shoulders and the fingers spread really nice and wide, we're externally rotating the arms to point the inner elbows forward, just like that. Or think about corkscrewing your hands into the ground. You may actually notice that your fingers spin a little bit into the floor as you externally rotate those arms. Now we're going to slide our knees forward just a little bit so that they're more or less underneath of our belly button. We're going to tuck our toes so that they meet the floor. We're going to find a nice neutral spine, so not overly extending and not rounding, but finding a nice straight spine, and then pushing our arms into the ground so our shoulder blades spread out and around the upper back just slightly. And when we find this position here, with a very active core, we're going to hover the knees over the floor. This is our starting position for our side kick-throughs. It's called static beast, okay? Now, from here, we have to master something called a contralateral limb lift. That basically just means lifting two limbs on opposite sides of the body. So for instance, my right hand and my left foot, okay? Now, I'm going to demonstrate the rest of this from the front, and if you'd like, you can try to mirror me exactly. So set yourself up with the top of your head facing towards your screen here and mirror my exact positions from here out. So we're going to set up in our beast position once again, and we're going to try to do what I just referred to as a contralateral limb lift. So let's try lifting our left hand and right foot and holding and finding balance. Hopefully we can lift those limbs just a little bit over the floor, hold and find balance, and then from there to continue with our side kick three, we rotate our lifted leg underneath of our body. Our shin should be roughly parallel to the floor as we get to our midway point here, and our hips should be nice and low to the ground. I'm driving down through the shoulder on the same side as my planted hand to find my stability in this posture. Then I'm going to kick my legs straight, pointing my toes and gazing towards my pointed toes, and drawing my free arm back like an archer's arm. The back of my palm comes next to the side of my face, with my elbow pointing back behind me. Okay, I'm going to pause here and hold for just a few moments. And then before I rotate back, I'm going to press on the gas with my left foot. So I'm pressing my toes into the ground and lifting my heel, and then I'm going to bend that leg and rotate back to my beast position. Okay, let's try and do the exact same thing on the opposite side this time. So lifting right hand, left foot, contralateral limbs, rotating my free leg or my left leg underneath me through the window between my planted leg and hand. Drive my planted hand into the floor, pushing my shoulder down away from the ear, kick the leg straight, point the toes, draw the elbow back like an archer's arm. Hold here briefly, and then before rotating back to beast, make sure we press on the gas. So we're lifting the right heel from the floor and pushing into the toes, then bending the leg, rotating back to beast. And from there, we can kind of smooth it out a little bit, working on those side kick-throughs. Contralateral limb lift, rotate through the window, straighten the leg, archer's arm, and then to come back, push on the gas, rotate through the window again, and repeat. Just like so, okay? It's very doable. And in fact, what might look like a relatively easy movement can become very challenging when we break it down and really focus on the details, okay? Another big part of the reason why I'm sharing this tutorial today is because I want everyone to understand that what I teach in my live classes and what I put out there on social media, I'll be honest, is not quite matched the way that I want it to be. doing some reflecting, I realized that a lot of what I put out there is a little bit intimidating. A lot of people see my reels and these long, cool flows or bodyweight skills that I like to practice and share and think, wow, that's really cool. And a lot of people look at it and go, whoa, that just doesn't seem attainable. I want everyone to understand that I don't just toss people into crazy stuff like pressing to handstand or handstand push-ups. I don't just toss really, really advanced flows at people right off the bat. But it's actually really important to step back and master the basics first. And while, I do want to build my following and my community and my brand through showing off the skills that I've been able to attain in my practice and many, many, many years of working on my strength, my mobility, my body, and my mind. The basics are what gets us there. I'm a big fan of that saying, that advanced skills are the basics mastered. So those are your side kick-throughs. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that it shows you that we can turn relatively complex skills into manageable chunks and components.